Podleadum.
All the cycles.
Podcast. Spelled backwards. Pod.
Leap, dumb. Leap, dumb.
Pod. Pod.
Leap, dumb. Everyone, and welcome to a special, unique, bonus, different as you are.
It's a unique Monique episode.
You know you need it.
Podleadum, that's Top Model Podcast spelled backwards. We're taking a week off, so we recorded this mini episode, just a cash discussion about talking about cycles 10 through 18, which we just completed. I hope you enjoyed the British invasion. We did this at the end of cycle 9, and to start us off, I've been thinking about it. I've been thinking a lot lately. Been thinking a lot.
I couldn't help but wonder.
Don't hurt your brain.
Well, it's math related, so don't worry.
never mind.
It only
All fun.
It
Hurts
only
my brain.
empowered me.
Mhm.
To me, and I want to see, start off the conversation like this to see if the two of you agree. There are 7 eras of Top Model.
Iridescence.
Ooh.
Mhm.
Exactly. I think there's the start, 1 and 2.
Mm.
When it's Top Model's there, the bones are there,
Right.
but it's not fully Top Model yet. Then I think there's the golden years, the ones that people like the most, 3 through 8.
Sure.
Mhm.
I think it's a little debatable, but I think 3 through
It's
8.
around there. 7, 8, 9, maybe.
And then still good, but getting a little bit more reality TV, a little less modeling competition, 9 through 16.
Yeah.
Then we have the two.
You have got to put like high fashion in there somewhere,
Yeah.
specifically the high fashion cycles.
That's fair. That's fair for sure. And then I think the 2 all-starsy ones,
Mm-hmm.
17 and 18. I'm going to skip for a second because then you get where the boys at, 20 through 22. And then I think modern Top Model.
The VH1 era.
Exactly. Of
Yeah.
the last 2. But to me, those are 6 times. And I think the one we're coming up on that we'll talk about what we're looking forward to later, Cycle 19 feels like this lost season.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Most people rank as one of their bottom, if not the bottom cycle. And it is, like we've mentioned many times, a cycle that we've rewatched the least and have the least memories of. But it's kind of fascinating to me because it feels like All Stars and British Invasion were interesting and well liked enough by people. And I'm surprised the drop off was that steep.
I think part of that is, in some ways, All Stars and Brit Invasion feel like an ending in
Yes.
some ways.
All Stars for sure.
Yeah, where people are like, all right. And now I can like move on, put away childish things kind of feel to it.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. I mean, if the show, I wonder what it'd be like for a show to have stopped with All Stars, because again, I think they were one of the first to do it. Now it's so common to have just 2 parallel shows: Project
now-
Runway, Drag Race, Top Chef. It just feels like All Stars cycles are commonplace.
Yes.
They're expected.
Mm-hmm.
And it also influences how you have to be on your original cycle a lot of times.
I think the other thing is that it was at this time that Top Model started to feel old from both a reality TV perspective and a modeling industry perspective.
Yeah.
And it was
Mm.
operating from a place of, well, this is how the modeling industry worked when Tyra was modeling. Like, that's
Sure.
the whole basis of the show. And by the time we get to cycle 19, the modeling industry looks different. And the show is wildly trying to keep up, reinvent itself, stay relevant. And from my memory, generally does not succeed.
No, I think it overcorrects.
Because I think you can just live in the world of Tyra Banks's career. That's
Mhm.
one of the reasons I think, for our listeners who watch Drag Race, they've made little updates. It's become somewhat more inclusive, but all of the challenges are still just based on RuPaul's career, essentially.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
And I think it would have gone better for them if they had not tried so desperately to like hang on to the youth.
And that goes into doing college season, even
Mhm.
though the ages of the models have always been in around that time period anyways.
totally traditional college age.
Yes.
So many seasons where multiple contestants are like, I had to leave college to do this.
Mm-hmm.
Was there, looking between 10 and 18, was there a cycle that you remembered liking, but then on a podcast rewatch like less? And was there one that was like the opposite was true?
10.
Like,
10 is, I would never have thought in a million years, even though I don't like Whitney, I never thought that 10 was going to go down as the worst cycle in my memory now.
you would say all of them
It's
were cycles.
one of the worst cycles
that we've covered so far. I think it was the one where we had the least amount of fun.
Oh yeah, it felt like work.
Mhm.
It didn't feel like getting to spend time with friends. It felt like we had to talk about something that we hated talking about.
Apologies for my lack of tying cycles to numbers. I have a really hard time with it. But on rewatches, I had more Anne fatigue in her cycle than I remembered watching it originally. But the gift of rediscovering Krista, who
Sure.
before doing the podcast, I was like, yeah, Krista was fine. Whatever. I don't really remember that cycle that well. Krista is now one of my all-time favorite contestants.
See, that is interesting because mine's this, it's not, Krista's a part of it, but cycle 14 for me was the one that I felt like I had the least memory of.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because
I
it is
agree.
that weird one where it's like we even thought it was one of the high fashion ones, and it's not.
not.
It lives in this weird middle ground where we updated the titles, we updated a bunch of other stuff, but it felt high fashion, but
Mhm.
it wasn't. But that's one that I don't remember liking that much, and now I list as one that I really enjoyed.
Yes.
I agree.
I felt the same about Anne's cycle 15 cycle because I remember being fatigued with that cycle to begin with. And
Mhm.
that for me, I don't know. Looking back, I don't think cycle 15 had a lot of people to root for. Like by the time we got to the top two of Chelsea and Anne, I was like, am I rooting for either of them?
And top
Really?
3, Jane.
Mhm.
Jane and Kayla. Honestly, we all
Right.
ended up at some point being like, should Kayla win? Would we be happier
Yes.
with a Kayla win?
Yeah.
I still enjoy a lot of, particularly the photo shoots from that cycle. I think that's probably what saves that cycle for me.
Yeah.
But then you think about that, you say that, and then we had Angels on the Beach.
I know, but at least it was like entertainingly bad.
Sure. Yes. That was the cycle of the male models are competing as
Everywhere,
well.
the shadow mail competition.
How did y'all feel about? Sorry if this is becoming an interview. I just
No, no,
prepared
no.
questions, but also I'll do it. I'll moderate. I'll step to the plate.
We have to bring the funny, so JW can bring the facts.
Yeah, I can't wait to make my first joke.
Ever.
But how do you feel on a rewatch about Paulina? Because Paulina started in 10, gave us 11 and 12. And I know especially you, Lex, came in hard. Early, pre-cycle 10, I would say, with I am Paulina, Paulina is me.
Yeah. I think in some ways, as problematic as Paulina was at times,
Mhm.
I still think like she was the last fourth judge that was still willing to have fun. Because post that, you had Andre Leon Talley,
Mhm.
who was there to do his stick, but wasn't there to like have fun in the way that judge normally did, like Twiggy, Paulina, even Janice. There were so many times where, Janice would come in and do like a dumb teacher or a dumb thing.
Oh, for sure.
Paulina was the last of that person, I think. And Kelly for sure is not.
Yeah, if Andre Leon Talley didn't have the weird word salady things that he said,
Yeah.
I'm not sure what I would be engaged with, except for some critiques that I agree with.
And just his whole persona and personality.
Yeah, but I think Paulina like delivered what I wanted, which was like the Janice light in some ways.
Yeah.
A lot of like end of era stuff again, right? Because all of these models in that chair, Janice, Twiggy, Paulina, all represent the sort of older school model success. And it is sort of wild now that I'm thinking about it that we never got a younger successful model in that chair. I guess because they don't need the show.
Right.
So it makes sense. The show needed that way more than it needed.
And we eventually do go back to that.
Yes.
In
one of the
last...
best parts of the VH1 era is Ashley Graham from my memory.
Yes.
And it seems sort of insane. I mean, I guess not that crazy knowing Tyra, but it seems like an obvious thing to do to keep your show relevant that they never do.
Yeah. Because then it goes hard into social media. That like the Kelly Catrone of it. Like they lean hard into the wrong thing in a way that by trying to be edgy and new actually go away from what you want in a panel of judges.
Yes. who are judging photos and modeling ability.
Because that's what we're going to leave going forward, I think, for a while.
Speaking of, we've had many listeners reach out and ask what we're planning to do with the fact that in future cycles, because there is a battle back system,
Right.
where at the time, if you don't remember, they would release all the photos online. Every model would participate in every single photo shoot, even though we would not see that in the show proper. And then you could vote 1 to 10, I believe, on those, and eventually someone gets back in based on those rankings. And it also affects and these were released before the show aired, so you kind of got spoiled on every single photo shoot, though not necessarily the order of contestant elimination.
Right.
Which is I get that they were trying.
Mm-hmm.
I think what we'll probably do, even though I am gonna say that this might evolve depending on how fun it is or not fun it is, we'll obviously talk about the photos in the show, and the rest of them will probably just have a quick, swift, general review of them, just so it doesn't get bogged down on something that you didn't see in the episode.
I almost want to do, and I'm throwing this out, we have not talked about this, listeners.
Mm-mm.
I almost want to do maybe something where we each bring one battle back photo that we thought was it.
I think that's fun.
And then we could see
so
if that might be the same photo. That might be three
if we
wildly
each pick
different
our
photos.
one and compare, that could be super
Yeah.
fun.
Because at a certain point, I don't want to keep talking about 30 photos.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? That's
exactly.
not as fun to listen to.
Yeah.
Well, and especially when some of these models just are not
Good
Good.
models. Yeah. Or I don't want to talk about them.
also that.
But I'm interested. This ends the cycles where I could name every contestant, basically.
Yeah.
Next cycle, there is nothing in my brain. Once I realized that there was nothing, I was like, well, let's keep it super fresh. And I'll
Mhm.
go in really ready to be surprised and amazed.
The only person I remember is Victoria, but I do not remember anything.
You
except
remember
that
her
she was
name. Really?
and she was the quirky one, which I don't
Even
even know what that
looking
means.
At the photos, it pings nothing.
No. I have zero memories.
Mhm.
And that isn't a bit, y'all.
No.
I
No.
don't know.
But I think that's true of a lot of people in this cycle. And that's why there's a part of me that's all the changes. I have a feeling might be fun for podcasting. We'll see. I mean, that's just us making our own fun. There's something I'm kind of fascinated about because it does feel like I'm almost going to get to watch a brand new cycle of Top Model.
Yeah.
I don't know the elimination order at
Nope.
all.
Because we don't know
It'll
the
be
people on the show.
fascinating. Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean.
But it's also, it's really interesting for me because some of the guys' cycles I remember very well.
Sure.
But there's this little donut hole in the middle where I'm like, there's nothing there.
I think interestingly enough, college was flop error, but I think adding men did reinvigorate people's interest
Yes.
Yeah.
in the show, and then it held over. And then as far as I can tell, the VH1 seasons are pretty well received, even with the Rita Ora one.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go on record saying I remember liking Rita Ora
Yeah.
in a weird way.
Is there anything that you hope that's kind of newer from the most recent cycles we've watched that you hope holds over? / is there anything that you would like, I hope this makes a return at some point that we haven't seen in a while? Because I know for me, one thing I missed, especially from a podcasting perspective and a chatting and having fun with my two besties, is that many events, many challenges within panel devastated when they left.
Yes.
It
Absolutely
was so
agree with that.
fun to see. Go ahead and you got 5 minutes to change.
I love
it's
my
just
auntie
silly.
of chocolate.
That's some of the best stuff. Boxing Melrose happily, all that stuff.
Yeah,
That's so
panel.
much.
I will say, even though it is notoriously the worst, I'm excited to have an audition episode again. It has
Mhm.
been too long
Yes.
since
Yeah,
we
for
got to meet randos and also get a storyline from a beginning as opposed to
Yes.
dropping in a storyline that we are apparently supposed to know already.
I'm gonna miss the Top Model singles era.
Sure.
Although we do have one iconic music video coming up in a guy's cycle.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
right.
Yep. I'm so excited after this cycle for the return of judging outfits at panel.
Yes. Oh my God. I miss talking about that.
Personal style. I miss it.
I'm going to be interested to see how I feel about challenges having a score
Mm.
and also about not having a private panel.
That's going to be so weird.
I'm gonna miss private panel. I mean, private panel. I'm gonna miss it.
Yeah. I even start going down.
Yeah, now it's challenge scores matter.
I mean,
I
that's
am excited about that.
yes.
I do like that the challenge scores will have to matter now.
Yeah.
Although I
Because-
think they find little tricky ways around it.
Yes.
Math's the enemy now? No.
I will say there is.
You are about to get so much more.
I was going to
math
say
hate over you.
we lose private panel, but we'll need to come up with a top model math song because
Well, what I like, I just don't remember, I guess, the reveal, but if they kept track of their scores, except for the social media score, wouldn't the model be like, well, I'm going home today? I like did the math in my head real quick.
well, I think they expect the models not to be able to do math in their head.
I think this
I
is
do
got-
remember
We know
a lot
Kelly
of
can't.
swiftly going numbers. I actually am looking forward to
Oh
the
yeah,
drama.
like the
Tick, 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 tick. Is it going up? Is it going down? What's happening?
Whoa.
a real random number generator system.
A real math hurricane.
I remember playing that on the computer.
It's an extra on Mavis Beacon.
I am also interested because I feel like we're getting to, because the cycles are much more recent now. And as we've been doing the podcast, we've been catching up to the cycles basically that are only now lesser years removed from
Right.
us, less than a decade.
Mhm.
Can you imagine? Can you believe?
Wild.
We'll have some models that are still in popular culture. And we had a couple, Eva,
Sure.
obviously
Mhm, for
Housewives,
sure.
and did all that
Yeah,
kind
yeah.
of stuff. But we're gonna have Winnie, we're gonna have Niall, we're gonna have Layla, we're gonna have these folks who, like, I would argue India to a degree. Like,
Yeah.
we're gonna have folks that are still very active public figures.
Christine.
And so I'm gonna be interested to, because top model has this reputation that if you're on top model, it ruins your career and you're blacklisted forever and it's gone. But it also feels like
That's not true if you're actually good. Because
Yeah.
I will say, I think in some ways it's going to be fascinating to look at, like, because there has been that pervasive thing of like, wow, I was on top model, they looked at my portfolio and I was not taken seriously. And then, but I'm
Mhm.
like, but yet there are people from top model who have really gone on to be like more successful than anyone realizes.
superstars.
Yeah. So
Yes.
perhaps maybe it does matter that you're good at it, top model aside or not.
Well, and as we've seen many times, you can be bad on top model and then go on and be a really successful and accomplished model.
Yeah.
We've seen in so many updates.
Yeah, it's gonna be it's so interesting to leave the I truly believe 1 through 18 is what a lot of people think of when they think of top model.
Mm-hmm.
I would even say people think The Boys probably happened in that time too. in their
Honestly, yeah, they
memory.
probably felt that. I am also going to be just fascinated to find out every day what we have to watch this on.
I can't wait until the day that we finish all 24 cycles to find out that they've been put back onto Netflix.
The day of, it's going to happen.
I'm trying not to anticipate it too much, but I know that there's going to be stuff from the judging panel that is deeply upsetting.
Mm.
Yes.
And I'm trying not to borrow the trouble until we get to it, but I know it's coming.
Oh my God. Love that phrase. I've never heard that before.
Yep, don't borrow trouble.
And I think that, we got a glimpse of that going into have a Kelly Catrone cycle. We were
Yeah.
all anticipating, like, and looking back on it, she's really bad. But the show is bad in the
Mhm.
way that, like, she's just kind of continuing the show.
Making fun of Kelly Catrone.
Has been
And
fun.
Joyful.
From a podcasting perspective, and also it is so easy because no one is on Kelly's side.
The show isn't on. Tyra wasn't on Kelly's side.
Yeah.
I did not anticipate how joyfully bad Kelly was going to be, but I think a lot of the badness to come will not be so joyful.
I
Yeah.
also think that's true.
No.
Yeah, but to your point, I'm interested to see it. I think it's going to be, if more cycles were like 18, where the stuff that's going on has such a dumbness about it.
Mm.
I think we'll have a lot of fun
Yes.
and at least be able to, because I believe in our ability to make things as joyful as they deserve to be made joyful.
Mhm.
And to have the discussion when we have to. I'll never stop saying this. Y'all, listeners, fans, haters. I never expected when we started. Ha ha ha! Wouldn't it be funny if we started a Top Model podcast? Ha 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 ha! Now it's the pandemic and this is all we have.
Ah.
To have so many important but conversations about stuff that I actually feel like this stupid podcast has made me a better person, a more thoughtful
Yes.
person, and I would have never told you that.
I couldn't imagine doing this last time, right? The 1 through 9. I thought that was the last time we were going to have to talk about blackface, really. And the fact that we had to talk about it 2 separate times and be surprised every time it happened.
Always a jump scare. Oh, God.
And now I am traumatized that we are going to have that again happen. So
anytime a fan posts something and we're talking about, and they're like, oh, they don't know about the episode 3 of Cycle 20. And I'm like, that was a random numbers, by the way. I have no idea what that episode is, but I'm just like, y'all, why still?
The closer we get to the present, it's more terrifying that we are still having these conversations.
Yeah, in some of these older cycles, we were so generous to be like, not
It
it
was
was
a
a different
time.
yeah, and not to be like it was a different time. Blackface was okay. That's not obviously
No.
not what we mean.
Obviously, we talked about it.
But like when certain stuff happened, we were like, wow, this was forever ago, and now we're gonna be like, wow, this was 4 years ago. Well, oh wow, I remember watching this in real time in Lex's apartment. So that means that we knew each other. Uh-oh. That's gonna be interesting too, because the VH1, especially the most recent Cycle 24, we watched together.
Yes.
Which so far we've been able to collect. It's been fascinating for me to hear both from y'all and from listeners who have written into us, podleadem@gmail.com, that how you experience Top Model and how you're now rewatching it. And so it's funny that at some point, Lex and I's experience will actually be the same. And you watched some of it with us, didn't you, Hannah?
I was there for quite a bit of it,
Yeah. You were like every single episode, JW.
How dare you?
You were actually gone.
HJ was there.
We did Top Model and Drag Race double features.
That's right.
Oh my gosh, that's right. You used to host.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, can host. Oh.
We hosted before it became untenable to watch the amount of TV.
Oh, yeah. Just so y'all know, every so often, Lex and I get together alongside his huge bean and watch some reality TV, and we literally have to okay, we have 4 hours. I guess we can do.
We can watch
two
two episodes of
challenges and
challenges.
half of worst cooks in America. By the way, can I give a
Please
little
tell me
shout
that's
out?
not a real choice.
Yeah. Oh no.
Oh,
So here's the thing. I have
You're watching Worst Cooks?
a dear friend of mine is on this season.
Ah.
It's social media.
Michael, it's viral hits or whatever. The girl, Gorilla Glue Girl, is on there. Tessica?
Tessica.
She's great too. Wears a lot of bows.
Weird. That was
Well,
That's a Food Network Eternal type.
Yeah, my friend Michael is on there, and his blossoming friendship that we are watching in real time. With
someone I thought I was going to be, not your friend, the person
Oh.
he has a friendship with, I thought I was going to not enjoy. And
the
yet-
best part of the show, honestly. Paris, both of y'all, if y'all, they're starting a podcast together, find it, y'all, because they're endearing. And to watch a queer male friendship blossom right in front of your
Unsexual.
eyes.
completely platonic. I mean, in the way that gay people have a platonic relationship, but platonic male friendship.
Yeah, impossible. Got it.
No, I mean, every queer relationship, you're like, I mean,
It's a little flirty.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, you got to keep some nets open.
I watch a lot of Food Network, more than is consistent with my demographic, I believe, but I could never make Worst Cooks in America happen for myself.
I totally get that. But this is I think the show doesn't know how to handle the sincerity of this friendship.
Great.
Did you like Food Network Star? I like Food
Oh,
Network.
yeah. It's such a weird show. I love Food Network Star because it is a competition about something so specific.
so
Yeah.
That's
niche.
never going to come up anywhere else. But they have very clear ideas about what's going to make you successful.
And then you just get to film a 5-minute pilot at the end. Sign me up.
I find it fascinating. And once again, has produced many
Real
legitimate
stars.
Food Network stars.
I feel like anytime a show has at least one, and Top Model was kind of this way too. And we talked a lot about how far the winners went.
Mm-hmm.
But in some ways, I think, and we just weren't ready to have the conversation yet, it really was about just, are any of the contestants people who are plausible models in the real world? And we did have a lot of folks who did, as we've seen in the Where Are They Now stuff, who are continuing to work and model. And so it's been nice.
And that weren't successful in a reality show.
Yes.
Yeah. And I've been surprised how many of them continue to mention America's Next Top Model in their bios and stuff. It's kind of nice. However you feel about the show, it feels like most of the contestants are like, yeah, I was on it, not gonna lie about it. Fine enough experience.
Mm-hmm.
So let us know your thoughts about heading into the next 9.
Yeah.
You can send those to podleadum@gmail.com. Or you can send us a physical, tangible one. Ooh, could you imagine? Someone's like, here are my thoughts. And they've written it like,
Oh, and the college cycle.
Just journal it out.
yeah.
Tear it out of the journal, put it in an envelope, send it our way.
Can I ask for a Spotify poll, Lex?
Sure.
Yeah. So with Cycle 19, the one that's upcoming, do you remember nothing? Remember specific 1 or 2 couple of standout things or people? Or I know all of Top Model, and I remember this one pretty much just as well.
I know more than you 3. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Which won't be hard.
Nope.
Won't be hard.
You can find me anywhere at Yet Charming.
Come say hi on Instagram at Hannah Jane Ginsburg.
And I'm on TikTok at JW Crump. Okay.
And be sure to use the hashtag PodLeadum when you do. Because then you could be talking about silkworms. And if that person, I know this is now late. This is now like 3 weeks late. If you were talking about silkworms at the exact same time that our episode about silkworms came out, and you didn't tag us in Podleadum, you have failed, listener. So for Podleadum, I have been Lex Basile Price.
I'll be Hannah Jane Ginsburg.
And I'm JW Crump.
And we'll see you in class.
Podleadum is not endorsed by America's Next Top Model, Tyra Banks, 10x10 Entertainment, or any of their subsidiaries. It is intended for entertainment and informational purposes only. America's Next Top Model and all names, pictures, and audio clips are registered trademarks and copyrights of their respective trademark and copyright holders.